Hello. If you've read my book on everyone is a genius in their core, you might wonder why I choose that topic among every other topic. Everyone is a genius in their core. This is why I choose the topic. Because it's not uncommon for us to insult people who are doing so poorly in the areas of our strength. Let's take an example. A sanguine who is so good with making relationships and with communicating sees a male of phlegmatic who can barely talk and express themselves in public, and they easily find it, oh, look at this one, he never knows how to make a relationship. He's laughing at that person because he is actually in the area of his or her own strength, and because he makes a natural good salesperson, if they're in a company and they're trying to sell a product and the boss finds out that he's the best salesperson, he can come home and start mocking the other flag or male who went out selling with him and make them feel like nothing because he has done so well in that area. However, he is a genius, or she, the sanguine, is a genius in sales and communication. Let's come to the choleric. We cholerics always think we know and can do everything better, but we don't know and we can't do everything better because we are only genius in area of strategic thinking. Our greatest gift is ability to lead, like you can pick the initiative, lead others and complete the task. So because we can lead, we can always sometimes feel like some other person, if you give the task, they're not going to finish. And because we are also so determined to make sure until this task and the work gets completed, we are not going to rest. We look at other people like, if they give this thing to this person or that person is not going to finish, I'm the giant, I am the best. And no, that's not true. We are also weak in some areas that different temperaments are strong. Let's take the example of writing. Melancholics are better writers. Arts, we might not be able to draw, we might not be able to sing well. They are better because they are better in analytical and critical thinking. So when you look at a melancholy who is so analytical, critical thinking, who can see the mistakes from far, who is a good planner, he looks at the choleric who rushed into something and made a mistake, or rushed into a big business deal and got duped, like, oh, this person is so stupid. I could have felt this from afar because I have the critical thinking, I'm analytical, I could sense danger from afar, and the choleric did not have good plan like I would have had. Then the melancholy finds himself or herself like the star and says the choleric is not so good. Remember, we are only genius in our core because he has that core, singing, drawing, artistic, everything. They'll be so good at it that if they were on the stage, they'll look at other temperament and like, we are the best on earth. You are the best for the singing, the artistic, the decision making as a male, but you're not best everywhere because you're only best in your core. Let's go to phlegmatic. The flex, they are so emotional, intelligent that they know when to say what, how to say it, exactly to who to say it, and they know when to be quiet and they are calm under tension. And it's not uncommon for a flex to look at other temperaments like, see these ones, they're panicking. See these ones, they are so afraid for nothing. Or you look at this one like, she's so rude. It's me, I'm so polite. I can sell people well. I'm not as rude as the choleric. I am so choleric. And you look at the choleric are so bitter and like, this one cannot make a good maybe nurse or teacher because they are so rude. There, the empathy and the emotional intelligence of a phlegmatic make them a genius in diplomacy, in mediation, in peace talk. And when other temperament, a choleric can come for mediation and end up starting the quarrel by themselves because they get angry if people don't listen to what they are trying to tell them, leave it like this, and then they burst into anger themselves, and the phlegmatic might look at them and laugh and say, look at this one, it's not good. Like we say, you are good at what you are called to do, and not only called to do, what your natural temperament is wired towards. So the sanguines, they are good with the social activities and the communication. The cholerics, they are good with the leadership, they are good with the strategic thinking, they are good under adversity, difficult situation. The melancholy, they are good with the analytical mind, the critical thinking mind, they are good with the plans, they are good with the work of art. The phlegmatic is good with the empathy, is good with the service, is good with the care, is patient, and is good with his words. However, this doesn't make us best at anything or at everything. We are best where we are being called. So if we end up finding ourselves in another profession or doing some other thing which we are not called, we might always look like the worst, but we are not worse. We are just where we are not supposed to be. And in African countries where we just look for jobs, it's not uncommon to see somebody in a profession that is so frustrated and so tired and finds it difficult to give up, but he has to be there, and everybody says, oh, this one is the last in this office. That one, don't even go to her. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to write a report. And we make fun of it. And we think we are almighty, we are the best. Nobody is all around best. We are just best at what we are called to do. And something I commonly talk about, the 9th hour. If by chance you find out that whatever you're doing in your office, 8 hours, you are not good at it, look for what you are good at it and put 1 hour per day, because there's a satisfaction to being able to do something that you can do well and be so good at it. So do the 9th hour. Hello.